We are currently located in this. Ready to go. Ready to fuck up some commas or some shit. Everything a minute to settle. We can get started. Hope y'all like deaths. Oh shit, am I getting ad revenue? Psych. This ad supports Twitch.tv. Don't move that mouse. This is Twitch.tv ads. Alright, well, let's get back to it. I learned after the last stream that I have missed the true ending by like 2 flags, so that blows. And apparently I'd have to go back to like chapter 3 to actually get it. So, that's not happening, but we'll do what we want to do, and that's the important part. Velasquez trembles in fear, unsure of what to say for the first time in ages. That he's nut. I didn't. Oh no. It's Big Bird. You didn't what? Expect us so soon? Or perhaps you didn't expect us at all? I must say, I thought you'd be dead. When he actually gets revealed, I'll decide a voice, but for now, gonna move that over there. Maybe it'd be better down here. Seeing you is quite the surprise, father. Velasquez takes a few steps back. He clutches his scepter, preparing to defend himself. Oh, so that's how it is. Living off the power in that scepter. But it looks like it's running dry. Tell me, do your subjects know the truth of their existence? Or the truth of yours? Something tells me you're still deceitful. Just as I thought. Old habits die hard, I suppose. I'm surprised you maintain this facade. Nagi, please. Help. Has Nagi even been mentioned? No. I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna need a voice. If someone could give me a voice for this White Wolf power fantasy with heterochromia, I'd appreciate it. How am I gonna do Rosie O'Donnell just off the top? Come on. I don't know if I can do a Scottish impression. Oh, okay. Tusk I can do. Please, what? Do tell me. I'd love to see you grovel. You should beg for your pitiful existence. I only need more time. This world will be saved by my hand. By your hand? Don't be ridiculous. Everything you touch meets a plague damned. And soon, Takamagahara will fall. Or whatever it is you call this place now. You can't change the truth of your world. You have a kingdom that houses the dead. Father, you rule over a rotten carcass. Your subjects are nothing more but maggots. They ride through its cavities for succor. So tell me, how can you save something long since dead? Something built on the carrying of your woe. It's possible. I beg for your lenience. Don't make me laugh. You've become a pitiful man, Velasquez. You are not fit to be in a position of rule. Your world is in my hands now. I will teach your people one simple fact. Salvation can be found through destruction. Nagi pushes Velasquez away, laughing loudly. Ha ha! His laughter echoes through the halls of the castle. Nami, sister, we must go. Help. I'm trying to think of a voice. I don't have one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of initially. It was just like Tusk, but higher pitched. Yes, brother. It's time for some divine intervention. I already hate where we are right now. Like, actually abhor it. Oh boy, Kalen grips the bars of his prison cell. Kabu remains fast asleep, fatigue taking over. Really? What makes you think I'd do that? You're the one who stuffed us down here. It was a lapse in judgment. Surely you can understand, Kalen. These things happen all the time. That's so. You let people starve in your cellar often? That's a pretty big admission of guilt. No, that's not what I meant. I meant that people often make mistakes. You should learn to word things better. You think you'd know, being a politician. Or is Riley not here to pull your strings? Kalen, there's no need to mock me. I'm willing to pay for your services. I need protection. This has gone too far. I don't think you understand my business. I'll offer protection for money, yes, but only to those who deserve it. You locked us up in here, and you continue to let us starve. Kabu's on the verge of death, you know. By Riley's orders! Players' shouts echo through the cellar. Kalen shocked at a sudden outburst. Please understand, Kalen. It's not Riley's orders that bring me now. It's my defiance. My own free will. I know it needs to be done. I must step down from this election. And the threat of Riley must be quelled. Please. Clara grips the prison bars as well, trembling. I want you to guarantee my safety. And I want you to end Riley's life. I'm not an assassin, player. You can't pay me to kill somebody. It's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it. But Riley is a threat to my safety. You're paid to ensure that safety. Kalen, I failed to see the difference. I thought Kalen was from the Assassin's Guild. No, she works with Righty. Well, no, she works with whoever pays. I don't know. It's dumb. She's not an assassin, though. You're still a murderer. You just validate it in your own way. I didn't come here to argue semantics. You can keep your money. The payment will be our freedom. I can't protect you from behind this cell. And you can't just leave Kabu to die.
Would I get one McChicken?
No, Kabu. Shut up. Pretend you're dead. Of course. I'll retrieve the key from Riley's chambers. I expect you to be free within the day. But I'm holding you to their word. If I start to doubt you, I'll kill you myself. Kalen is unaffected by the threat. Claire glanced over at Kabu and stops to think. Wait. I feel you've come to terms with death. A mercenary can't expect to live forever. If I doubt you, Kabu will die. It will pain me, but it's necessary. I need a guarantee of your compliance. Watch your tongue, player. Your life will be in my hands. You don't want to take advantage of me. Oh, but I think I do. He releases his grip on the bars and turns away. Make yourself ready. I expect armed opposition. But I don't have anything. You confiscate all my weapons. I'm sure you'll think of something. I'd hate for your freedom to be short-lived. He walks away without another word. Kalen turns to Kabu, worried of what might happen. Don't worry, Kabu. I won't let him touch you, and I'll get you your fucking McChicken. No matter what happens here, you will get your McChicken.
Thank you.
Oh god, we weren't even done with chapter 6 yet, dude. Rook focuses on his breathing, trying to calm down. He grabs the bomb and places it beside him. The green light signals discontinued safety. Why did he choose me? His mind is still assaulted by the prior events. He grips the sides of his chair, trembling. I don't understand. Everything Max said was right. The choice should have been obvious. His shout echoes softly through the conference room. He jerks in fright as he hears a reverberation. For a moment, he thought it was someone else. Now you're scared of nothing. Good job. He laughs softly in relief. After a few moments pass, he attempts to stand up, but his knees buckle and he falls back into the chair. Erg. Damn, Rook, you're a mess. He starts to type away on his tablet, but suddenly Max's words strike fear into his heart. No. That would only prove her right. Putting his tablet away, he attempts to stand once more. This time he uses strength to overcome the buckling. His knees are weak, arms steady. Vomit on his tablet already. Dead friend spaghetti. But he still feels confident. He was calm and ready to drop his tablet. Got it. Just no running any marathons. I see who's up and about. He takes his time with slow and heavy steps. Eventually arrives at the Battle Rap Conference. He notices they're broken in and heavily damaged. They sure went through a lot to save me. I guess I can't let that go to waste. Takes a deep breath before leaving the room. When he gets outside, he slowly scans the vicinity. There's no one in sight. Perhaps people are still too scared? Well, can't really blame him. His eyes find their way to Cinder's office. The door is firmly shut. I hope he's okay. I should probably go see what he's up to. We're gonna have to take drastic action. He approaches the office doors, but before he can open them, someone calls his name. Rook? He quickly turns around. Reminder that Killa died for this. Yeah, fuck him. It's Jade. You can see the aftermath of tears in her eyes. Hey. She takes slow steps towards him. It's like she's trying to not make any sudden movements. Perhaps she thinks he's still in shock. I didn't know what to think. I was scared I might not see you again. I was scared of that too. Honestly, I didn't expect to be chosen. I really thought I was going to die. I embraced it, but it never came. I expected my life to flash before me, but I guess that myth isn't really true. He gives Jade a soft smile. As much as he can muster, given the circumstances, you only see the most important moments, and the people that made them special. Rook. She locks him in a tight embrace, crying softly. Don't ever do this again. You hear me? There's so many people that care about you. I guess you're right. I had a hard time seeing it until now. My nose was always buried elsewhere. But not anymore. It's time for me to repay Pants. It's my turn to save lives. He returns the embrace, holding her closely. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have a long talk with Singe. We're getting out of this convention center. Velasquez brings himself to his feet. He shouts in an attempt to stop Nagi from leaving. Wait, please don't do this. You're still conscious? Father, why don't you just give up? You can't justify the salvation of Terra. But Terra houses billions, Nagi. You can't just condemn them to death. Father, they're already dead. Omae wa mo shinderu. Nanny, you need to let go of these people. You're clinging to spirits. Unless you plan to use their energy. Is that why you've been housing so many? I've heard about your rule, Father. You lie to the world, playing in immortal. I could kill you right now if I wanted to. Then why haven't you, bitch? I want you to watch this world crumble. I want to see your hope wither away. It's your turn to be used as a pawn. This isn't the time for vengeance, Nagi. Please, just listen to me. I know that you have reason within you. Reason? I can't say that I do. But I will hear what you have to say. I'm curious how you've justified this. This is vaguely iDubbbz's Luigi voice. Yeah, it's Tusk. Dumb bitch punch. You know how many worlds are out there? Each living a solitary existence? What if we could all be united? You mean the Exodus Project? I've heard of your failure, Father. Why would this time be any different? Failure? I'm not so sure about that. Nobody knew my true intent. I assure you, the project succeeded. What? Yes, and now it's time for me to reap. I've waited so long for this day, Nagi. The galaxy can finally unite as one entity. So you really want to open connections? Unleash your specters across the galaxy? Father, that would be devastating. I'm more inclined to side with Lord Player. No one should come into contact with Terra. You've created a truly disgusting world. But at the same time, you have power. Is that what you've been doing, Father? Collecting souls from Earth for harvest? That's twisted, even for you. I can feel the energy growing within Terra. Means to an end, Nagi. Our thinking isn't so different after all. If they're already dead, what do we lose? Their final act would be our salvation. A grand way to go, I'd say. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. I would use this power for other means. Nagi laughs, once again echoing through the halls. Thanks for telling me, Father. Didn't think you'd be such an easy target. So it's a race then? To see who can unleash its power first? I have to say, I'm glad it's come to this. Yes, I suppose you're right. Yeah, Nami, not a huge fan, personally. Yes, I suppose you're right. I know exactly who will win. And I've placed all my hope on it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of either of them right now, just because they kind of just came out of nowhere. Where am I? What's going on? Wasn't I supposed to be in Terra by now? Last time this happened, it was almost instant. But I don't feel the rush of inertia either. It's almost as if I'm not moving at all. That's certainly counterproductive, especially if I was needed in Terra. I hear a voice, and I feel my feet touch the ground. Was someone calling out to me? I quickly face the direction that it came from. Sounds like someone panicking, calling for help. As I chase after it, it gets worse. Suddenly that one voice multiplies, and it's a Gregorian chant. It isn't long until I can't even hear my own thoughts. It's as if millions of voices are bombarding me at once. The sheer volume brings me to my knees. I cover my ears, but this does next to nothing. It's almost like the voices were in my own head. Are these the voices of the people I have to save? Or could it be something else? What's going on? I scream, begging them to stop. Stop! But nothing happens. The cacophony of voices continues to assault me. It feels like an eternity before they start to subside. But when they do, I'm utterly confused. The sight before me hurts my mind even more. Oh shit, it's Rocker. Hey, Pants! I'm so glad to see you again. Rocker? Didn't Sin say he was murdered? With everything that happened, I thought Max did it. You're right. Max did kill me. I hate myself for trusting her like that, but it's already done. I can't go back. I ask him what he's doing here. I wonder if he knows where we are. I really don't know anything. In fact, I was going to ask you. It seems like you're important. Ever since Max killed me, it's almost like we've been connected. I've been seeing things through your eyes, but I've been hearing all these voices too. They don't shut up, so I don't think I'm the only one. Seeing through my eyes? That doesn't make any sense to me. There are way too many voices, but sometimes you can make them out. They're definitely watching you as well. It's one of the reasons I'm not scared. I don't feel like I'm really dead. Perhaps I can get out of here. Do you know anything about that? I would really like to go back home. A lot of people miss me right now. I have to give them bad news. In fact, I was just as confused as he was. That's unfortunate. I was hoping you'd have some information. But I guess that was too much to ask for. He starts to fade away. Well, I keep thinking one thing. If this really is the afterlife, then maybe I'll get to meet him again. Hey, don't go. We still need to talk. I shout as loud as I can. You weren't close enough to Rocker? At what point? Whatever. Bye, Rocker. I don't care. What was Rocker doing here, and why were there so many voices? I could tell that I was getting close to Terra, but this time I'd arrived with nothing but regret. That, and an unfathomable amount of questions. So, you had a chat with Kaylin. I assume everything went as planned. Yes, Riley. He believes I will set them free in exchange for protection from you. Excellent. The trap is sprung. I have to say, I will relish in their deaths. Kalen and Kabu have been a major thorn. But it gets even better than that, player. Reddy is en route as we speak. Same goes for Endymion and Conrad. All the opposition in one place. It won't be too hard to take them out. And you think I wanted you to get caught? I'm sorry for that, Riley. The evidence just lined up. I see now that you only wanted to help. Today, all of my enemies will perish. You are a master strategist. I couldn't have done this alone, and to think I had you all wrong. You will actually save me in the end. I'm grateful to have you by my side. And I am grateful to serve, but we can't just stop at them. Your entire prison is full, remember? Right. All of those immigrants. We must ensure that none of them are freed. If they get out, they would testify. What would you advise? We can't have them talking. I'm glad that you asked. I've come up with a great solution. You're going to burn down the house. The flames will ensure that nobody talks. I'll move Kalen's corpse to the front yard. It won't be hard to plant some evidence. Evidence that will frame King Velasquez. People will quickly desire his death, and this time he won't have any protection. Not from Righty or Endymion and Conrad. When he is murdered, the throne is yours. You'll be king before the week is out. I can't believe you planned all of this. Now I know why you're being so secretive. You couldn't have afforded any objections. Precisely. It requires some very careful planning. But everybody has a weakness of some sort. Righty has a weakness for Kalen. Kalen has a weakness for Kabu. And that special Earthling in her cell? Well, that's Endymion and Conrad's weakness. It didn't take much to line everything up. So with that, there are no more obstacles. Why don't you join me for a drink? To the reign of our new king, Player. Yes, to the reign of our new king, me! Player's a good guy at heart? I don't know. Nobody's a good in Terra. All bad. Singe, you have to listen to me. We'll die if we stay here any longer. Rook, it's not that simple. You don't run with a gun pointed at you. I don't know how many times I can say this. They'll take it as a provocation. We must remain docile and obey them. Remember what Pants did, Rook? If he didn't obey, we'd all be dead. I guess you're right. Speaking of which, where is Pants? Resting. The ordeal was very trying. 7 flags, yeah. I popped off last stream. I'm afraid they passed out soon after. But they'll be safe from now on. It's true what the culprit said. It's up to us to mitigate the damage. So trying to run away would kill us all. Knowing that, would you still run away? If you do it, you could kill us all. Is that how you want to replay Killa? This sacrifice gave us our lives. We can't squander this gift. Gift, huh? Man, this is going to be a PR nightmare. Killa didn't even get to sign the waivers. Things haven't gone exactly as planned, but Rook, I have to tell you something. Something that can never leave this room. What is it? I started to dig a little deeper, you know, into Killa's history. I wanted to notify his next of kin, but I couldn't find any. And he didn't get to fill out any forms. We don't have emergency contact info. I guess his family stayed under the radar. That's hard to do in this day and age. And to be honest, it was the same with Acheron. Looking him up gave me next to nothing. It's like we have ghosts on the tour. So what are we gonna do then? People want answers, Singe. That's exactly the problem. I've never been more clueless in my life. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out some paper. He places it face down on the table in front of Rook. Huh? This is what you must never repeat. Only turn it over if you give me your vow. It's all I could find in my search. Rook hesitates for a moment, utterly confused. I know that people will want answers, but announcing Killa's death to the world? I fear it will only cause confusion. Rook gulps as he slowly turns over the paper. A moment later, he looks up at Singe in shock. But this is a maid cafe. That's right, it's an obituary. Rook, I don't know who we lost to that bomb, but the real killer's been dead for months. Damn, rip. My vision slowly returns along with my sense of touch. I'm greeted to a damp floor beneath me that's constantly dripping. My hands rest in a puddle of moisture and I shiver. Ugh. Puddle of moisture. Why? Much colder than when I returned to the hotel room. I concentrate, trying to remember what happened. That's when the unpleasant memories assault me. Attacked by the servant of Lord Player. He must have taken me here after he choked me unconscious. But where am I exactly? That's what confuses me. As I try to remember, I bring myself to my knees. I brace myself on a nearby wall for support. I don't think I'm a prisoner, as I'm not chained up. I look around frantically. My stomach growls. Wherever I am, there's definitely a shortage of food. After a few moments pass, I bring myself to my feet. It took a little while to gather the strength. I make my way to the door of the cell. Of course it's locked, why wouldn't it be? The hope that existed for a moment is quickly shattered. I grip the bars as if by instinct. Let me in! Let me in! A moment later, I see something in the corner of my eye. A shadow slowly walks over my field of vision. I back away. I don't want them to notice me. My only assumption is that it's some sort of guard. I can see them turn around and make their way back. But suddenly, something intercepts their path. I see the shapely silhouette of a woman. Upon seeing them, the guard calls out in shock. It's very apparent that she's not supposed to be here, but she knows this as well and takes action. A swift and stylish punch to the throat silences him. He gasps for air and falls flat to the ground, helpless. I hate it when they go down easy. It's no fun without a fight. The guard tries crawling away, fearing for his life, but she crouches down and pushes his face into the dirt. So, do you have any last words? Something that could change my mind. I'm not all about killing, you know. I watch the guard squirm and attempt to speak, but it's quite clear that she's mocking him. She pulls out a blade and quickly slits his throat. The floor becomes stained with a fountain of blood. I hope that you find peace in death. At this point, my back is against the wall. I see her fiddle with his pocket and find some keys. After inspecting them closely, she turns to me. What are you doing all the way back there? Do you not want to get out or something? Come a little closer. Let me see that pretty face of yours, Wazowski. After a brief pause, she looks back at the guard. Oh, don't worry. You're not going to end up like him. I'm being paid handsomely to keep you alive. She fills with the lock and I become more relaxed. After a few moments pass, the cell door swings open. Gosh, there's so much blood. And people wonder why I wear red. Get up, love. You're coming with me. She smiles at me and helps me get on my feet. This is all too confusing to take in stride. What? Is something wrong? Is your pee-pee getting hard? Don't go getting cold feet, dear. Not when we're so close to the end. I'm not scared, I'm just confused. I have no idea who she is, or who's paying her. I decided these are a good question to open up with. Well, you can call me Sam, but your other question has a longer answer. So let's move. I hate wasting time. She immediately runs off, expecting me to follow. I guess I didn't have a choice in the matter. I just had to hope she was forthcoming with the rest. So I follow her in search of answers and freedom. They don't have vapes on Terra, the fuck? The first thing I notice is more cell doors, like we're in some sort of prison block. Could this really be Lord Player's residence? I notice Sam isn't too far away, so I inch towards her. Took you long enough. Not like our lives are on the line. She crosses her arms and taps her foot. Excuse me for not giving her my unconditional trust. There are some questions I'd like to have answered. I already told you. My name is Sam. Just stick to my side and you won't die. I'm being paid to keep you alive, remember? We can part ways when I deliver you. Trust me, I'm not enjoying this either. But I couldn't turn down a bonus like that. That was one of my main questions, actually. Who was paying her to secure my safety? And did she end up rescuing Kalen from these cells? Sorry, Kalen was nowhere to be found. And you mean you don't know who paid me? You must be more oblivious than I thought. Well, originally it was Righty, but I was given a better offer. They called themselves Endymion and Conrad. I'm not one to take sides. I just go where the money lies. Simultaneously the least and most fitting voice, yep. I try my best. You seem quite popular on Terra, though. Popular enough for a bidding war, I mean. But they said the three of you go back. So I'm assuming that they're your friends. Oh, that your friends. So Endymion and Conrad paid her to free me? That seems odd. I'm sure they could do it alone. They'll probably be able to tell you more. I'm but a simple delivery girl. I asked her if this is Lord Player's home. All the pieces line up except for the prison. Yeah, that confused me too. Trust me, they weren't all open before. She gestures broadly at the cell doors. But Righty has a heart of gold. He paid me to rescue all the others. It won't be long before they expose the player. After a few moments of walking, we reach a large door. I can only assume that this is the exit. Endymion and Conrad are just through here. I'd come along, but I probably shouldn't. I did what I was paid to do after all. She pauses for a moment as if in deep thought. I'll find my own way out. But I do hope to see you again. Maybe we can have more fun next time. She brushes a paw against my shoulder before leaving. Tell your friends to pay me within a week. It would be unwise to make me an enemy. Sam runs off in search of an alternate exit. I'm left alone with a large door in front of me. Could I trust her? What if this is a trap? I look behind me, she's already gone. I guess I don't have any other option. I open the door, hoping that Endymion and Conrad await. Yeah, she can run like 14. She got around the corner before she started hacking up a lung. Nobody? Okay. Guess I'm just all alone. I immediately notice how large this cellar is. Claire and Riley had a massive operation at play. It's wet and humid down here, not cared for. I take a few steps forward and scan the area. Didn't Sam say that they would be here? I look everywhere, but I can't find them at all. I press my back against the wall and wait. Probably better than wandering out there alone. I see two figures enter the room from afar. Hey, there he is! My ears perk up as I hear Conrad call out to me. He runs towards me, and Endymion slowly walks. I thought we'd lost you. I'm really glad to see you again. He gives me a tight hug. Wow, he really is happy. Endymion stands there and watches. It's good to see that you're well. From what we found, we couldn't be sure. Conrad releases the hug and smiles. We took a gamble coming here, you know. We weren't sure if the evidence was planted. I'm glad to see that we were right. Yeah, it is a big relief. I hope that player didn't harm you. I tell them I'm fine. I ask them how long I've been here. Just overnight, that's all. We came at the break of dawn. So why did Conrad and Endymion care about you so much since I sided with them in the tavern? We've always been boys. We wouldn't leave you alone for long. You're very important to us. Well, that post holes in Killa's theory. He thought that maybe time moved faster on Terra. Well, from what they're saying, it's definitely in sync. Why do you ask? I let them know that I went back to Earth. I just wanted to confirm any time difference at play, but they immediately looked shocked. You're joking, right? Went back? That's impossible. Indeed, Terra is a one-way street. Once you're here, you can't leave. You must have been having a vivid dream. I wish that were the case. I really do. Then Killa's sacrifice wouldn't be real. But it all happened, and I assured them I wasn't joking. I don't know, Endymion. What do you think? I think we have a savior in our midst. This might be what sets him apart. So you think Velasquez wants that power? You know what happened last time, though. Yeah, but this time might be different. It definitely lines up with his ideals. And it's better than Raidi's theory. That's probably why the king is hiding it. He'd instantly have opposition to this. You're right. It makes sense. I guess we just have to wait and see. I nod and agree with him. I reveal that PV told me about the Exodus project. He theorized that would help Velasquez try again. His mouth doesn't know when to stop. I should have expected that anyway. Let's just hope things go smoothly now. After we take care of Player, I mean. Then we'll head straight to the castle. Yeah, Player needs to pay. Nobody hurts my friends like that. I guess they really don't have a clue. I still need to tell them this is Riley's doing. But before I can do that, we all hear a noise. Their ears immediately perk up at this.
Snap into a Slim Jim, brother!
That was upstairs. We should check it out immediately. I think I know who it might be. You think it's Raidi? It could be. But it could also be some more guards. Or even Lord Player himself. I guess our cover's blown. Endymion grabs the sword and hands it to me. Yeah, but it's worth it, Conrad. Come, Pants, we have work to do. After saying this, we immediately set off. I inspect the sword as we travel through the cellar. I really hope they don't expect me to use this. Come, Pants. Got him. The art of swordplay was lost on Earth. Man, whatever. I played, like, so much Dynasty Warriors. How's MC gonna go on a trip to Japan? And what? And not max his fold stat by practicing with this katana? Yeah, I don't know. Canonically, I'm at 255. So eventually we reach a long set of stairs. This must lead to the rest of the manor. Endymion and Conrad both stare back at me. They place a finger to their mouths, asking for silence. I nod without saying a word, showing my compliance. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, bud. And then I say I know we're ascending the stairs. Yeah, duh. I'm baffled by how large this place really is. It's a stunning counterpoint to the Wayfarer's Tavern, and for that matter, the society I saw before. Is this really what upper class is like here? Calling it a mansion would be an understatement. It's a veritable McMansion and showcase of wealth. We turn corners until we arrive at the large atrium. I assume that we're tracking down the noise we heard. And just like they thought, it was Raidi. He immediately draws his axe, taking a fighting stance. I didn't expect to see you two here. Tell me, have you seen Kalen? Out of our way, Raidi. We don't have time for this right now. He holds out his axe like he's threatening us, with an axe at the top. Oh no. Tell me, or I won't let you pass. This is important to me, you know. You already stole Sam from me. We don't want to fight you, Raidi. Let us pass without any quarrel. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm here to rescue Kalen. And after that, I'll expose Velasquez. You just won't give up, will you? There's nothing you need to expose. Endymion draws his dagger and lunges towards Raidi. Raidi quickly weaves to the side and punches his gut. Endymion stumbles backwards, winded. A lucky hit. I've got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of self-exposition. You need to stop being so blind, brother. The king wanted Kalen imprisoned. If I don't save him, he'll die. So help me take down Player and rescue Kalen. If you don't, then you're my enemy. Conrad draws a sword and so do I as well. So I do as well. Righty stands in the face of all three of us. Pence told us what you plan to do. Righty, it's nothing but a fool's errand. If you don't let us pass, we will fight. Do you think you can take the three of us? I would do anything for Kalen's life, brother, even if it meant my certain death. His testimony will be invaluable. We're all ready to attack, but nobody does. Were we all just putting on a show for the other side? I ask one last time. Let us pass, Righty. We don't have time for this. Like hell you don't, brother! Taking down players what you wanted. Helping me would accomplish that too. We all know your cover is blown. You need to go all out, right now. If you don't, you'll fail the king. This is where I decided to tell them the truth. Lord Player wasn't behind all of this, it was Riley. He played the role of an advisor and controlled him. What? Are you serious? We still have the bloodied rags. We know Lord Player attacked you. That's why we came here to begin with. Before I can continue, we hear a noise upstairs. As if on cue, Riley enters the scene. I'm surprised you didn't see it, Endymion. You work with fake evidence all the time. Well, let's get things moving, shall we? I'm tired of your endless bickering. He turns around and grabs something from behind him. Or wait, he grabs someone from behind him. Endymion and Riley immediately take a fighting stance. This must be Kalen. You can't put aside your differences. Not even when lives are on the line. Kalen squirms in his grip, clearly overpowered. Just how fucking strong is this guy? Riley holds him still and places a knife to his throat. You all think that you've won, but you couldn't be more wrong. Soon this entire building will burn. There won't be any proof left behind. And I'll hunt down the prisoners you saved. Just as soon as I slit Kalen's throat. But not here. I have a plan. Come and chat with me and Lord Player. One last chance to resolve things. No matter what, there will be death. And the outcome will decide our election. Today, the throne will be secured. He slowly backs out of the room holding his hostage. I look at everyone beside me. I'm not sure what to do. So it's true! He really is the one behind this. They both look at me. Thank you for telling us the truth. Yeah, otherwise we might have killed Player. I shrug and tell them it's not relevant anymore. No matter who's in charge, we have a decision to make. Should we go after Riley? Or is it some kind of trap? They both cross their arms and ponder in unison. I notice that even Conrad is staying out of this. Are they working together? Never thought I'd see that. We have to play the odds, Endymion. What do you mean? We can follow after Riley. If we do, there's a chance Kalen will live. But if we assume it's a trap and leave, well, Kalen will die for sure. I came here to rescue the Savior. There's no need for me to stay behind. But if you leave, Kalen will die. You're cold, Endymion, but not that cold. The fate of Terra hangs in the balance. I can't concern myself with one boy. He is not just one boy, brother. Please, Endymion, I need your help. You know I can't do this by myself. Funny you should say that, Righty. You had no problem working alone back then. If you'd stayed with us, we'd be partners now. You're still spiteful, aren't you? Killing for Velasquez wasn't in my nature. Wait, I know what this is. You're scared the king is hiding something. That's why you don't want Kalen freed. You're wrong. The king would never hide anything. Kalen won't have any royal secrets. Then you'd just be helping me to save a friend. Can't you help me do that, Endymion? If what you say is true, then so be it. Kalen won't have anything to tell me. You'll prove the king's innocence. There's no reason for you to back down. That is, unless you're scared. Scared that the king is lying to you. Endymion scoffs, clenching his fists. The king would do no such thing. Is this a temporary alliance, then? A temporary alliance. They shake hands, but both parties seem hesitant, as if physical contact between them is uncomfortable. We tried working together once, Riley. Righty. Fuck. Let's hope it ends up better this time. Yeah, let's hope. They break the physical contact and turn to the stairs. I feel like this worked out in the best way possible. I'm all set to learn the truth of King Velasquez, whether it's from Kalen or Velasquez himself. If it's as if there are no more sides in this for me. If he doesn't know anything, we'll still save Kalen. They start walking up the stairs full of purpose. I turn to Conrad, who still seems to be processing this. So what, I'm the third wheel now? They could have picked a better time. He growls before he follows suit. Soon enough, we're all ascending the stairs. The thing about ascending the stairs being an action is really odd to me. Like, just like the quintessential, like, alright, I guess we're doing something now. When we reach the top, we notice the door is open. We all stare at each other, exchanging reassuring nods. In this moment, we are united. Our goal is clear, and with that resolve, we venture forward. Would you like to save your game? For sure. Oh man, they've got Steel Resolve? No, they've got Steel Reserve. As soon as we enter the room, we separate. We all stay in a line facing towards Riley and Blair. But it seems like they made a quick switch. Blair now holds Kalen hostage. Thank you. And Riley, Kabu. Does my character actually know Kabu's name? Like, canonically? Because the first time Kabu's introduced is, when you're just, like, learning about Terra in, like, Chapter 1. But after that, it's not until Chapter 6, so, Can't slip anything past me. I'm a genius. I examine their faces and notice the disparity. Riley seems calm and collected, completely unfazed. But Blair looks around in a panic, fidget spinning awkwardly. Riley's leadership was now more apparent than ever. Riley, what do you want? You're cornered. There's more of us. I want to secure the throne, Endymion. That's all I've ever wanted. You mean the Chaos Emeralds? Ah ha ha ha! That is something you can never do. You need to give up before it's too late. Riley, we can negotiate for your life. Killing you and Blair isn't our goal. We only ever wanted to end your campaign. Just give up, and you can still live. I'm afraid it's too late for that. All of our prisoners are already freed. It won't be long before they start talking. And after that, they'll want vengeance. Living in fear isn't living at all. We would never be truly safe from harm. But it's good to know that you're not hiding. We were sick of pretending not to know. It's so obvious that you belong to the king. This works in your favor, Riley. We could have him make a public statement. They'll announce your innocence to everybody. He would gladly make a statement like that, especially if you surrendered your campaign. At that point, you'd be free men. I notice that player has calmed down by now. It seems that he likes what he's hearing. Riley, on the other hand, seems surprised. You really think you can do that? Of course. It would be simple. But we want protection too. A place to stay, guarded at all times. Don't press your luck, Riley. No whammies, no whammies, stop. It's you who shouldn't be pressing. He presses his blade up to Kabu's throat, smirking. Oh no. This is like 2016. Fine, but you two have to stand down. That includes handing over Kalen and Kabu. Player and Riley exchange glances before nodding. Best cinema in Uganda, Ramon Film Productions. #1 in Uganda. Tebata Sula. We have to do this my way, Endymion. You can come get Kabu from me directly, slowly, and with no sudden movements. After that, Conrad can get Kalen. Then you'll escort us all to a safe place. I need to ensure that you're not lying. We'll be at the back of the group. No one can be behind us. I know the true nature of you two. Endymion and Conrad exchange glances this time. Conrad looks worried, but Endymion looks confident. It is complicated, but this might all end peacefully. He's gonna walk up and Riley's gonna be like, "Ha! Gotcha, bitch. I'm going to walk towards you now. I'll raise my arm so I can't attack. When I get there, you'll hand over Kalen." Riley nods and Endymion starts his walk, starts strutting down the runway. Reddy looks on, unsure of what to think. But if things went awry, I'm sure he'd attack. Slower, Endymion. There's no need to move so fast. He obeys instantly, almost like a puppet. Riley watches him fret as the assassin approaches him. I can see Conrad grip his sword, just in case. Kabu and Kalen, everything will be okay. I promise this won't last much longer. He reassures the two hostages as he arrives. After a few moments, he's face to face with Riley. You must stay true to your word, Riley. I'm going to take Kabu and walk back. Of course, I wouldn't dream of crossing you. But before you go, can I say one thing? Make it quick. Stab! It echoes throughout the large hall. You should have never trusted a politician. We're all dirty, especially King Velasquez. Or should I say, my true employer. Endymion looks shocked, unable to move. Did Riley just say Velasquez was his boss? I thought that on Delve, it said that he reported to Player, not Velasquez. What a bug. This must go deeper than any of us thought. Riley uses this momentary confusion to make his move. He runs his blade along Kabu's throat effortlessly. He squirms and falls to the ground in a puddle of blood. Man, fuck! Riley, you bastard! He reaches for his daggers, but he's not fast enough. Riley punches the knife into his gut multiple times. After the final stab, he twists the knife around. Dude. You're telling me that he went, alright, swing, and before Endymion could even react, he's like, Fucking book of stabbing ass. Endymion falls to the ground, making the puddle larger. Riley stands there with a sadistic grin, laughing. Endymion, no! Conrad lunges forward, but Riley intercepts him. He holds Conrad in place, stopping his attack. Player looks horrified, staring at Kabu's body. With his grip against Kalen tightens, he's panicking. Riley walks over to his pawn, still laughing loudly. Do it, player. Kill Kalen. Do it. He is the biggest thorn in our side. If you do it, we'll be unstoppable. Player gulps audibly, his body shaking. Player, don't do this, brother! Righty interjects, still holding Conrad tightly. It's not too late to become a free man. Riley has been using you all along. There isn't any real proof of your crimes. But if you kill Kalen, I can't help you. There will be witnesses to your crime. Do the right thing here and surrender. I'm against Velasquez as well, you know, so I'm not acting in a way that helps him. I want to help you and save Kalen. Player, we've come too far to back out. Everything we've worked for is on the line. I order you to kill Kalen right now. Player looks at Riley and then at Kabu's lifeless body. He presses the knife harder against Kalen's throat. Any harder and he starts to draw blood. You're right about that, Riley. Everything is on the line right now. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, Kalen. He closes his eyes before he uses the blade, almost like he can't attach himself to his actions. He has a third victim to the floor, and more blood. Dude, Terra's fucking dead. But it isn't Kalen's blood, it's Riley's. Ugh! Oh shit. He grabs his throat and squirms in pain. Claire looks at what he's done, horrified. Yo! Hell yeah, that's my boy. Kalen uses this opportunity to break free. Dude's like, alright, I'm gonna get you. I got the knife to you. Oof. Somehow, like, Riley's just like, fucking like right over him. Dude only has to have like a 30, like, I would say maybe a 72-inch reach. It's like 36 per arm. He runs towards Righty, gaining his freedom. As he sees this, he releases his grip on Conrad. Endymion! He immediately runs toward Endymion's body. He cradles him in his arms, shaking him softly. This isn't funny, Endymion. Wake up! Claire runs to Kabu's body and holds it close. With the violence gone, they cry over their losses. Righty, Kalen, and I stare on in shock. I'm sorry, my son. Oh, fuck. What the hell, man? But it isn't over yet. Before any of us can speak, we get visitors. They enter the room from the back, as if they watched. Oh god. So this is what the revolution looks like? Pathetic, wouldn't you agree, Nami? Yes, Nagi, I agree. They're hurt over such small losses. These men mean nothing in the grand scheme. But I'm thankful they became violent. It helped me test out my little theory. Father's been deceitful yet again. Big surprise! They stare at all of us with sly smirks. Who are these people and why were they watching? Why do they have such cool armor and big swords? The man, or Nagi, starts to walk towards me. So you're the man that father wants. I have to say, I'm surprised. I expected something different. I immediately hold out my sword. I've never used it before, so I mimic what I've seen. There's no way I could defend myself against him. Don't be so stupid, Savior. I just want to get a closer look. I back up in time with his steps. There's no way I want this guy close to me. Righty stands forward and holds out his axe. He's leaving Kalen's defense to come to mine. Well, at least there's someone my size. Don't want a mismatch, but it's useless. You cannot stop me. Righty takes this as a challenge and leaps forward. But I find it very hard to explain what happens next. As if she teleported, Nami blocks the way. She extends an arm and punches Righty across the room with her righty. He hits the wall with a turd and falls to the floor. I know this says thud, but I read it as turd initially and I thought it was funnier. If either of them rock their heads to the side a little bit, they're taking a shoulder knife to the ear. Yeah, dude. Function over form. He's motionless, knocked out cold. This leaves me and Kalen alone and defenseless. Oh god! Are they not brother and sister? Thanks, my love. He was starting to get on my nerves. He continues walking towards me. Oh hey, they have gears on their hips. I try to back up further, but I hit the wall. He grins at me knowing I can't go anywhere. Do you have any idea what you are? Do you have any idea what's inside of you? It's going to be my sword. I make eye contact with Kalen. I can tell he wants to help, but it's pointless. Anyone who can take out Righty is just too powerful. I give up and try to run, but it's useless. Nami appears by my side and pins me to the wall. Nagi holds out his sword as he approaches me. Father tried to trick us. The power that he wants isn't within Terra. For some reason, it's within you. Before I can even think I'm skewered on his blade, he stabs it deep into the wall, pinning me in place. My body lights up in pain as I start to bleed out. He twists the blade inside of me, intensifying the pain. The gear on the base of his sword starts to turn. I can feel myself becoming weaker. I'm dying. Looks like we've won the race, Nami. I didn't think it would be that easy. Anything to say before I unleash this? Here's to the future we create. Yes, to the future we create. He pushes the blade deeper and the gear spins faster. I feel like it's draining me of my very nut. You give me such terrifying grins I have to look away. Moments later my vision fades into nothingness. The last thing I hear is Claire and Conrad's cries. They weep over the family they will never see again. For on that day they became only memories. Feels bad, man. Several months prior, I smile as I run down the halls of a local mall. Mom let me wear my helmet today, so I could run by myself. What? Ah, fuck. I think I did forget to change the thing. It doesn't matter, whatever. I'm gonna be cutting the stream at the next safe spot anyway. Gotta eat. I smile as I run down the halls of the local mall. Every day that passed, my odds got even better. The Pop Star contest had become a worldwide phenomenon. Stocks rose and stores sold out. Everyone wanted to win. But I tried not to drink too much because it was addicting. Not only the caffeine, but the prize that awaited. Everybody wanted to live a life of luxury like that. We all had worries. We just wanted to melt away. There are so many stores I could choose from, but I had a local joint that I like to stick to. It didn't get much business, and I thought that'd help. I suppose that's something like a gambler's hope. The less used machine will pay out more, right? At least that's what I told myself every single day. Nobody had won yet, but both cans were still in the wild. I turn a few corners and end up at my favorite store. The court greets me as usual, and I walk inside. I notice a new addition. They have TVs on the wall. Goes on all these idiots. The game was rigged from the start. Yeah, get shit on. Some sort of news report about the contest was airing. You really couldn't go a minute without hearing of it. It's not often that the whole world unites like this. Ugh. I walked a little deeper into the store. For some reason they kept the cooler in the back. Maybe it's to tempt me with other choices first. Ew. Why is it like fucking horrifying killer? Ugh. Gross. I wonder who I'd meet if I won. I'm sure the people running the tour would be awesome. At least, I hope that was the case. Some people can be all business and no pleasure. Look out, everyone. But I'm sure that Clay would be great, at least. You hear all kinds of things on the news. He was young and had a long career ahead of himself. But let's not forget about the people behind the scenes. There were those involved that no one knew about. Not everybody liked the limelight, after all. A slight pain started radiating in my head. I hate headaches. I've been getting them a lot lately. I do my best to push it aside as I arrive at the cooler. When I get there, I notice they're sold out. Did somebody come and buy out their supply? What is that? Is that Shocker? Yeah. I quickly turn around and walk back to the clerk. It's extremely unusual that this place would sell out. I decided to talk to them and ask what's going on. The clerk shrugs and says that they have lots. He tells me I must have overlooked them. That's weird. I'm not the type to do that. The headache gets more intense and I stumble. I press myself against the counter for support. The clerk asks if I'm okay, and I signal that I'm fine. I look at the TV once again. The report has changed. Now they're talking about murders or something. It's a shame, but that's the kind of world we live in. Maybe we were using this contest to mask our flaws. I decided to give it a shot and check the cooler again. I'm not expecting anything because I have nothing to lose. But before I can get there, the pain returns. I take a moment to brace myself, holding onto a shelf. It gets worse despite all my coping techniques. I try to call out for help, but Mommy isn't there to tighten my helmet a little bit. But no one comes to my aid. And just like that, my body gives up. My hand slips from the shelf and I fall to the ground. Thankfully, I'm wearing my helmet, so my My head crashes harshly against the linoleum floor, plus my helmet. I expect to be knocked out, but that's not what happens, because I'm wearing my helmet. It's like the fall flipped a switch in my mind, and at that moment, I remember everything. I immediately rise to my feet and clutch my chest. I gotta get that fucking energy drink, dude. I fully expect a blade to be stabbed through my body. I pant heavily before realizing that I'm fine, but I still rest against a shelf, utterly confused. Why was I here before I won the contest? Who were those people that attacked us? What happened to everybody in that ballroom? How could I get back to help them? I'd have to win the contest, wouldn't I? But the store is all sold out. I could have sworn that this is where I won. After that thought, one last memory returns to me. I check my pocket, and sure enough, there it is. The replica can that Singe gave to me in our meeting. I gulp and audibly look back in the clerk's direction. For all intents and purposes, this was a winning can. Yeah, dude, you thought FF8 was bad? And it was like cheesy and hokey? Get ready for it, stabbed into the past. I don't really have a choice. I'd have to use this. It was the only way I could get back and try again. Perhaps this time things would be different. I walk back and laugh, telling the clerk he was right. He rings through the purchase and I pay him promptly. I leave the store, certain of one single fact. This was how I won my place in Clace's World Tour. Oh boy, time loop! Yay, time loop! I'm jolted awake and I cry out for help. I quickly realize this is an overreaction. I pant heavily, my body uncontrollably shivers. I'm covered in a layer of sweat that feels like ice. Hey, it's okay, you're safe now. Take this, it should help you out. He must have noticed my shivering. He places a blanket on my shoulders. Ooh woo, dude. I wrap it around my body tightly and look up at him. I ask him what just happened and where we were. You were thrashing about in your sleep. You passed out after the bombing incident. I wasn't sure how long you'd be out. As you can see, we left the building. We're in an underground bunker now. You can rest easy. We're safe. He takes a deep breath as if it's finally all over. He leans back in his chair, giving me a slight smile. So I was thrashing about in my sleep? Was that whole thing just a dream then? We have lots to talk about, you know. So much has happened and all so fast. I shift my body around and rest my feet on the floor. This whole place smells stiff and uncared for, almost like the prison back at Player's house. The events of the ballroom played back in my mind. Conrad lost Endymion and Player lost Kabu. I wish there was something I could have done. Atron must sense the sorrow on my face. He places a paw on my shoulder and comforts me. It's okay. I know what you're feeling. We're more alike than you think. I laughed softly, instantly doubting him. I don't think he has the same weight on his shoulders. Life's full of hardships like this, but one thing is the same no matter what. We all have regrets when we overcome them. Mine would be my lack of honesty. Yours, lack of helmet. Towards you and everyone here. But at the same time, it was necessary. Lack of honesty? What does he mean by that? I don't even know where to start. But please, let me finish my story. It's important that you know everything. I believe that you met Rayo before. And I believe that you've been to the Ark. These are a couple things we have in common. Those were the last things I expected him to say. I stare at him in sheer confusion, speechless. Perhaps the story goes deeper than I thought. He granted me a portion of his power, the ability to slow or stop time's flow. And with that, he gave me an objective. I was supposed to protect all of you, everyone inside the convention center. It seemed like an easy enough task, right? But he gave me some opposition. Someone bent on killing all of you. Maxine Armstrong. Yeah, I'm sure that you figured it out. It was the Arms heiress visiting Japan. Or should I say, my sister. My true name is Atron Armstrong, youngest in the Armstrong family line, but I have long since abandoned that name. He continues unleashing revelations. We couldn't figure out how to write this story up to this point, so we just kind of Bioshock Infinited it. More of the puzzle pieces fall into place. Things were more connected than I ever could have guessed. Rayo pitted siblings against siblings. One to protect and one to kill, the forces of life and death in our hands. It turned into some sort of contest. If any were left standing, I would win. But if everyone died, Max was the victor. The prize was the Ark itself. We could get to rule as an immortal being. Life and death would cater to our whims. So this was a game to Max. If she won, she could undo the deaths. That, and bring back our sister. I remember Rayo telling me about this. He said he wanted a worthy successor. They never mentioned Atron to me at all. I was under the assumption that it was only Max. I hope that things are making more sense. That was the true nature of what happened. The truth behind the convention center. That was all just a battle to rule over the Ark, and we all got caught up in it because of my role. Rayo said that he had to watch me as well as the contest. But why would Rayo want to leave the Ark? He said he was bored and lonely, but that can't be it. There has to be more to this story than we know. Either way, the battle's over. Max can't get to any of you down here. In a few hours, I will rule the Ark. He lets out a soft grin. Max relied far too much on her power, but I only ever used it twice myself. Once to plant my resume in Jade's office, and the second time for the evacuation. Max was extremely eager to compete with me. She took care of the previous guard. I needed to enter the tour naturally, but after that it was child's play. I know how she works better than anyone. I even left the bunker door open. Pushing her buttons was incredibly easy. Asking why he's so sure of his victory. If Max had the power, there was still a chance. No, there's no chance. We were playing her right from the start. She fell into our trap far too easily. Our trap? What did he mean by that? I was only open with one other person. It was Singe. He knows everything. I even told him of the Ark and our powers. We formulated a plan together. He's a genius to say the least. That, and a very talented actor. Singe is involved now too? I feel like after this I won't have any questions. Max planned all along to involve weapons. It was very easy for us to exploit this. Initially, Singe fought back against her. We needed Max to feel like she had power. It made it more believable when he caved. At that point, she was getting cocky. Her staff loaded the building with weapons. Everything was going her way. She went on to kill Claes. Then she took care of the previous guard. That's when I entered the scene. The contest would last for one whole day. Midnight tonight will be the battle's end. It was important that we remain passive. Singe started to play a frightened role. No sudden movements, he'd say. We needed Max to believe she was winning. That's why. Just wait for me before continuing at the open bunker door. That's why we let Rocker and Killa die. It needed to look like I was failing. This made Max even more confident. Tensions rose in the convention center. Tensions that made me seem inadequate. People were fighting amongst themselves. You let Killa die? No, I did. Fuck out of here with that shit. That was totally my choice. They wanted to leave, but they couldn't. Singe was still playing his part. Max was clearly winning. It was obvious. So now it was my turn to act. I pretended that my resolve was wavering. These people were dying on my watch. How could I ever guard anyone again? I put on quite the show for all of you. I even acted at the press conference too. I still feel bad about that outburst. But it was important to showcase doubt. Max had what she wanted. Singe was completely in her pockets. Her brother wasn't able to outsmart her. And everyone was still in one place. It would be so easy for her to win. That's why I decided to meet up with her. It was all going according to plan. She actually suggested that we team up. She said we could kill the rest together. But she didn't know what I was recording. I got her to admit that she was the killer. But she thought she was just converting me. That is extremely smart. Actually, it's almost unbelievable. But one part irks me about all of this. It implies that they have willingly sacrificed lives. Oh God. God forbid. I'm not proud of what we did either. But it was either them or all of us. I'm sure you know that feeling as well. Either way, we worked with the police. The bomb going off was their signal. Instead of coming in, they set a perimeter. I did agree to work with Max. She believed that she had my allegiance, but I made use of the recording immediately. I gave it to both the media and the police. Maxine Armstrong is completely ruined. Receiving the recording was their signal. After that, they'd attack the building. Everyone except for her would be gone. This whole plan assumed a lot, of course. First, that she would use her weapons, and second, that she would confess to me. But I know how she works after all. I was certain it would unfold this way. That's why I made them tactical signals. Trust me, she's not winning. If they didn't catch her, she's on the run. She'll lose control of the company as well. I picked that exact time to evacuate. She'd be caught up in saving her own life. There's no way she knows where we are. I believe that's what you call checkmate. This is crazy to say the least, but if anyone can do it, it was them. And the fact that we're here confirms it. The strategy involved is unfathomable to me. I was just an unlucky soul caught in the middle. I don't know what your role really is. In fact, I don't even know if Rayo does. But he'll be coming here shortly anyway. He has to take me to the Ark. Or should I say, my new home. Perhaps he'll have some answers then. I suggest taking a walk around. Everyone's here except for Daz and Singe. They're resting in a separate bunker. I still thought it would be wise to do this. If Max found one of the bunkers, she still wouldn't be able to win. But for the first time, you're safe. I'd enjoy this evening with everybody. Your duty as savior may come soon as well. I nod and return to my feet. He was right. Things were coming to a close. I slowly walk towards the exit of the room, but before I can leave, Atron calls to me. I quickly turn back around and look at him. Yeah, woohoo! We did it. Wait, can I keep you here for one more minute? There's something that's been on my mind. Take a few steps back towards him. I'm all ears and ask him what he wants to say. Well, it's about the Armstrong name. Why I ran away. Why I left it behind. It's more related than you may think. I press my back against the wall and listen. I guess he assumes there's no more holding back. If he's about to leave for the Ark, he should talk. Let's see, where should I start? Armstrong was run by my parents, that is until about 5 years ago. They were working on a new chemical weapon, but it was too much to do on their own. They had to acquire investors, and fast. The company pockets only went so deep. So they scoured the globe for partners. It didn't take long to get what they needed. They held a meeting for their investors. A chance to show off what they made, potentially to get more money too. But it wasn't so simple. Chemicals can be very volatile. I'm sure that you can guess what happened. The weapons went off by accident. This is not the song for this conversation. Luckily, I was watching from outside. Well, I guess lucky is a relative term. I watched my parents die an agonizing death. They clawed at the glass, begging for help. But there was nothing I could do. Max was beside me as well, shocked. Our older sister had her eyes covered. After this, our family was in disarray. It's about size 7. Our oldest sister was thrust into leadership, but she wasn't trained, and none of us were. The whole world had its eyes on us. Some important people died that day. We tried our best to cover it all up, but you can't cover up memories. These events affected families everywhere. We weren't the only ones who lost people. It took a while, but we recovered. Business was good and we traveled lots. Eventually, we ended up in Africa. A dignitary wanted our services. Some local warlords had threatened them. So the Armstrong siblings went for a visit. He requested our latest weaponry. The chemical weapons were put on hold. We had to bring some explosives. He was very nice to all of us. He gave us a tour of his massive estate. Then he wanted us to meet his son, Kabu. I was more than ecstatic to meet him. It's always nice to make strong connections with Lord Flair, but the room he took us to was empty. He started crying as he told us the truth. His son had moved to America a while back. He made a fortune investing in companies. One of those companies was Armstrong. He broke down and kept asking us why. Why did we take his son away from him? But none of us knew what to say. The next thing I knew, we were passing out. He must have drugged the meal he gave us. I never would have guessed he had a past like this. He always seemed so calm and collected. I asked him what happened next, and especially how it relates to current events. Well, we were separated when we woke up. I had a Boston accent, and Maxie? Well, she was in Texas. I was tied to a chair, and he was there. My older sister was tied to a chair too, but she was in a room farther away. This is where it gets familiar. We both had bombs strapped to us. He left the room and told Max to choose. Would she save her brother or his sister? I begged her to let our sister live. She was the head of the company after all. I was nothing, didn't matter. The man wanted us to experience his pain, but Max told him that we already did. We lost our whole family in that incident. Unfortunately, he was too far gone. What he wanted was revenge, and we were the only remaining Armstrongs. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? He used the same weapons we brought. We provided him with the means to do this. I begged and pleaded for my death. It seemed like Max's choice was obvious, but for some reason she wouldn't do it. She let our older sister die. I still remember hearing the bomb. I heard the moment her life was ended. The man came in to free me. As soon as he did, I attacked him. I wanted to kill him. I really did. But he was armed and he was stronger. That's how I got this scar on my face. He marked me with a knife, so I'd remember. He was never heard from again after that. Max and I ran back to America. She promptly inherited the entire company. A little convenient, wouldn't you say? The older sister, Sam? Good question. I think that's what she wanted all along. She took the opportunity to off our sister. That way she'd get to run the company. But then, did she kill our parents too? Was she responsible for the accident? If she was, she'd finally get what she wanted. At that point I decided to run away, but she told me one final thing. One day, you'll know what it felt like. She swore that she caved under pressure. It had nothing to do with her inheritance. Her body was just on autopilot. But I would never know for sure. At least, that's what I thought. Jackie, one more thing. I didn't see her again until this ordeal. And of course, what does she do? She sets up those bombs and makes me watch. I saw the look on your face. The look of fear and indecision. How could you choose between Killa and Rook? It was really easy. It literally took 0 seconds. It would be even harder if it was family. I think she wanted to send that message. She wanted me to see what it looked like. And it's not a pretty sight at all. But it did nothing to prove her innocence. She's not above Killa to inherit. It's what she's doing now for the Ark. To that end, the message loses validity. I'm still left with this scar. I remember it every time I look at myself. My sister's death and Max's betrayal. I thought you deserved to know. There was a reason you had to choose. And it was only to prove a point to me. I'm sorry you had to experience that. But Maxine Armstrong is insane. She killed to take over the company. She killed to add a chance for the Ark. There's nothing she won't do. Now, I don't know why Singe agreed to help, but Armstrong is a heartless company. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a victim. But I'll give you one piece of advice. If you ever see her again, run away. Doing that made my life all the better. He crosses his arm as if he's done talking. I notice a slight glisten in his eyes. You don't need to give me a reaction. It's just something I wanted you to know. You can leave this room as you see fit. I nod at him, unsure of what to say. I'm satisfied I'm learning so many things. I'm crushed at the sorrow he must have felt. One of the first things I'm going to do? I'm going to bring back my sister. She'll make this world a better place. I'm very sorry for lying to you. I hope that you can learn to forgive me. As I said, my lack of honesty is my regret. But this whole thing was a setup. I couldn't risk the operation. This time I was forced to lie. I never would have done it otherwise. He smiles at me with nothing else left to hide. Then he returns to his chair, ending the conversation. It's true, he could bring her back if he won. I assume he could do the same for all the others. It would take a while to process all this information, but at least some of my biggest questions were answered. I leave the room with a sense of satisfaction. Let's save it again. Alright, I'm done. It's past my bedtime. Ugh, and my throat hurts. Yeah. Next week. Maybe sooner, I don't know. Probably next week, though. But, yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. And, I'll see you in the next one. Later.